We'll now hand over the political insight segment to our PRO. So, Tina, you can go ahead.
Hi, good night, everyone. I'm Asta Sharney, but y'all can call me Liartina, that's fine. So with the current crime rate that we're experiencing in Jamaica, we have persons who are thinking the songs that we listen to play a vital role in the increase in crime and violence. Now we have seen a ban on derogatory music, and we just want to hear other person's opinion. So we did our little statistics and we have compared different point of views to see whether or not the ban on the derogatory music will cause a decrease in our crime rate, as Jamaica is experiencing the highest level of murder rate in the world. I don't believe that, but that's what the statistics says. Cause we look a nice Jamaica. Oh God, man. Anyways, they are saying that this has been the position over several years. We have been second in the whole world, and we not even have no bomb and no nothing like that are going for we. That means we are going bad. So we have the largest measurement of 57 homicide per 100,000 persons. And this decreased from 2005, and it was slightly higher, which was 58 per every 100,000. That no look good at all. So in the entire world, we are rated number 2. Number 2, you know, remember we now have shoot fire, we now missile and all of them there, and we have behaved so bad. Can this be a effect of the dancehall music? Let's see. All right, so in a poll that was carried out by the Jamaica Observer, they did a research, and it actually shows that dancehall music influence criminal behavior. 41% says very much, 30% says somewhat, 11% say only a little, and 11% also says not at all. 7% still not sure. So what we're seeing, the older persons are saying, yes, the dancehall music is the reason why the crime and violence is getting so bad. While the younger generation, they're saying, no, badness are going from Wapo kill Philip. So 80% of Jamaicans actually believe that the connection between dancehall music plays a vital role in crime. Younger generation, not so much. So we did an article by Major Campbell, which argues that the crime predicts dancehall history and that the country is divided by the society and not just by the music. But Winston, who is Wee Powell, the veteran owner of sound system Stone Love, he's thinking dancehall artists don't cause crime in Jamaica. Crime was there a long time. So the music itself is not a driver of crime, but there are thousands of persons who live in the inner city communities and they hear these dancehall songs every day and it still don't affect them. They're nice, decent, law-abiding citizens. And then again, we have persons who think that you liking a song, you hearing a song, and you singing a song don't really mean you're going to listen what the song say and do as the song say. Just like persons in America and London, they don't even understand what wap wap mean. And that's one of the line from Skillibang's song. Some of them just like the word and it catching and them just sing the song. But Edwards' theory that individuals are influenced more by peer pressure, family, and friends as opposed to music. We'd love to hear your views, guys. You can keep posting in the chat. You'll get a chance to unmute your mic and share what you think of this scenarios.
All right, thank you, Brian. Now we're going to open the floor. We're going to ask you guys, yes, we see that you're using the chat, but please to raise your hand as well. Raise your hand and we'll give you the opportunity to speak. Each person will get about a minute and a minute and a half to speak. When the time is up, if you have not finished talking, we're just going to interrupt you. So you have to consider the time frame. All right, guys, so raise your hands and we'll select you in order. The time will start as soon as we give you the go-ahead to speak. So those in the comments, feel free to raise your hand so we can choose you. All right. So I say one person's hand is up. Hold on, let me see who it is. All right, go ahead, Dalvin.
At the end of the day, I think that we can all agree that this is just a distraction from what the real problem is. Because despite, yes, it might have a bit of an influence on the violence, but when you look at it and see the conversion rate of the Jamaican dollar to other currencies like the US dollar, you can realize that Jamaica is just a really poor country, and you can see the same thing happening with Haiti. If a country is poor, then its residents will turn to crime and violence. So at the end of the day, I think that this is just an act to distract the people of the country from what the real issue is, which is that we're just poor. That's why the country is poor.
All right, thank you, Dalvin. Thank you very much for that. Next person with their hand raised, go ahead, Ashley, and after Ashley, we'll take Peter again. So go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, so I totally agree with the fact that they're saying that music plays a major role in the violence and the crime taking place in Jamaica, because it's very influential. As it can be seen in society. You guys talk about Skeng, the way how Skeng dress, or whatever his name is. You see one for youth out there dressed the same way, the hoodie, the pants below the waist, all that. Vybz Kartel sing a song about pull your pants up, put on your waist, tuck your shirt, and don't bleach your face. First of all, you cannot sing a song like that. Cannot. It doesn't make sense, because you bleach your face, you tattoo the whole of your body, your pants below your waist, your shirt out of your pants. They are considered influential. They are like role models. So whatever they do, people are going to emulate. Look at Bob Marley, for instance. Bob Marley sang conscious songs, and everybody loved him for that. He was very influential for that. I'm even gonna go out of Jamaica and go to like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson sing pop. Yeah, different genre. He reached out to people. He was very influential, and there were many others. So people say that music is not influential, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's just my thought. And music is one of the reasons why the crime rate in Jamaica is what it is.
All right. I hear you. All right. So, welcome, newcomer. I see we have a new person joining us. We're discussing if we believe derogatory music is influencing crime, and if they think the ban on such music will help with crime rate. We have a few, so if you have anything to say, then just raise your hand. So, Peter Gay, go ahead, and your time starts as soon as you start talking.
Okay, good night, guys. For me, yes, I think music have a lot to do with the crime and violence in Jamaica, especially when it comes to the young generation. I always hear people say you carry donkey go with, but you can't force them to drink water. So, just to say that, even though the song is telling us to thief, rob, or bust gun, it's not really telling us to do it if it's in that, but it's in our mentality to do so if we want to do so. But I believe, because for me, sometimes when I hear songs, it's like it really, some parts, or it really motivate me, or it really influence me to do things or to get art, but not in a negative way. So I think, yes, it influences us. Some of us mistake in a negative way.
All right, thank you for that, Lisa Gay. You were breaking up a little bit towards the end, though. Go ahead, Lewin, or Lewin. I think it's Lewin.
Yes, you're correct, Lewin. Good night, everyone. While it is that we can all agree that music is influential, a lot of persons like to use the point of Jamaica being poor for being one of the major reasons why crime is so prevalent. But I think if we look at the statistics, we can see that crime would have been increasing since the early 90s. And if we look there, we can see that dancehall music would have taken the heights during that time to where it is now. But while music is also a key point or a key contributor to the crime and violence that we're experiencing, we also have to look at the moral fiber of our country, and that is within the home. And a lot of persons, they leave the responsibility of raising their children to social media influencers or artists. And because of that, and we're not safeguarding our kids in deciphering or differentiating the wrong from right, and we're feeding these kids with these music and these level of art or creativity, as we so call them, then the elements are going to take over. And while music might not be the only part, as I said, to the contribution of crime, it does play a major part.
All right, thank you. So the next person up. Oh, Sonny, why you lower your hand? She said what you need to say. Oh yeah. All right, so go ahead, Melissa.
Hey guys, I think that the music is very influential, but I think it has to do with the person on a whole, because all of us basically, if it's even in the taxi, we hear the music sometimes, we don't really know the words, or we're not really tuning into it, but we still hear it. But there are other persons who just sit down and really tune in, they listen to it right through, and they're not really influenced to go and say, kill somebody or whatever. And then there are other persons who listen to it and think that, somebody violated them, they need to act on it. So the music is very influential, I agree, but I think it depends on the person. Yeah, I think it's all up to the person.
All right, thank you very much for that, Melissa. Go ahead, Asani. Am I saying the name right?
Yes. I'd like to add that even though we can't use the excuse that Jamaica is a poor country, that's why all this is happening, because they're thinking about it this way. Countries like America in the 90s, people like Biggie, Tupac, Suge Knight, they were pushing Snoop Dogg, they were pushing violence as well. And people, younger people, would idolize them because, hey, that's the music, that's the music that everybody's listening to. So it's like, you hear that and then you try to idolize them and match their energy. So, like, if somebody did, like what you said, if somebody did you, you're not gonna think rationally, you're gonna think, oh, my idol does this, so I have to idolize this and try to do it, which ends up creating violence in generations due to the music. So it isn't because Jamaica is a poor country, it's overall people are easily influenced by the music that they listen to.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to take from the last person before we move to the next segment. So Brian, keep it short, keep it sweet. Go ahead.
All right, so we agree say music plays a vital role. Some of us idolize artists. For example, somebody this year artist, you're going to feel the need to retaliate. In most cases, people sing about song. I'm going to give you this example. It's a chronic law and it's called Mass Murder. In the song, there was actually a part where he says, the Tivoli murder, you bury them in a shallow grave. And if we remember clearly, there were 4 persons that were found in shallow grave this year over Tivoli. So people listen to these songs and it creates a little idea, say, yes, we can do this, we can sing about it, must be something we know. And persons are actually doing these crimes. So yes, music plays a vital role in our life, but it also destroys us as.
All right, seems like we lost Brian there. Can you guys hear me? Just in case it's my internet.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
All right. Moving right into the next section. Hold on. Danik says, dancehall music does influence violence, but not in everyone. The people who are influenced to crime by music are people who have been predisposed to criminal activity. The music glamorizes crime. For example, if you're living in poverty and you hear songs talking about people living in luxury due to scamming, you'll be more tempted to scam. The ban won't help because it's only for TV and radio and social media, and so it's only for TV and radio, while social media and streaming services still exist. And as Sonny says, I find it hypocritical since Cartel didn't let his sons listen to this type of music, even though they ended up in dancehall. I mean, as a parent, you are responsible for what you allow your children to do, so you can't blame the artist for that. Another example you can look at with that specific scenario is where Cardi B does not let her children listen to her music. She says she makes music for adults, not children. It's not hypocritical. She is an artist. She makes music for adults, not for children. She's not going to expose her children to her music. Perhaps when they're older, if they want to listen to it, that's a choice they can make. But I wouldn't necessarily say you blame the artist for allowing the children, to hear this music. Perhaps starts from the home, right? So the parents have to take accountability if you're going to bring in that point of where parents are concerned. Yeah. So thank you guys for participating in that segment.